Let's talk about this. They have an alleged suspect, domestic terrorism suspect, charged with 5 felonies. Now, this is the guy right here that they say that possibly did this. Okay, there's still a lot of holes in the story, and I'll say, and I'll continue to say, don't drink the demon crap Kool-Aid. And I say that because there's been other incidents where the GOP's headquarters in Albany was bombed, and it took them forever to get an arrest. And I might do a video on that. I have the link to that article, and I will put that link on the bottom, and you can check it out for yourself. But there was an actual bombing that took place, and it took forever, but yet they found this dude in the matter of a couple of days. That's strange to me. Excuse me. So, for those of you out there who's saying it's a white Republican, look at this guy's face. He don't look like a European white guy to me. He actually looks probably, I'm guessing, Cuban or Mexican, but he's a foreigner. Not only that, he's got ties to New York City, although they found him in Plantation, Florida. Another interesting thing too is Jeff Sessions. It says, during a DOJ press conference, attorney Jeff Sessions announced Sayoc has been charged with 5 federal crimes: interstate transportation of explosives, illegal mailing of explosives, although it was said that there was no real bomb, right? They said it was no real bomb, and I'm still puzzled as to how they found 12 bombs and not one of them exploded. Not one detonated, but they found 12 bombs at different times. It's almost like they knew exactly where they were. I find it quite strange. And like some of y'all are questioning, how were some of these packages mailed with no postage on them? So there's still a lot of holes in the story right here. So I still question it. Okay? Maybe that's just how my mind works. I question things, and it's good to question things because throughout my life, I've seen some things, man, that appeared to be right, and it was wrong. And there was things that I thought was wrong end up being right. All right? So I still think there's a lot of holes in the story, and it came at this particular time here. And I'm going to show you why I feel the way I feel. It says, threats against former presidents, threatening interstate communication, and assaulting current and former federal officers. If convicted, Sayoc faces up to 58 years in prison. Now, Jeff Sessions, all this time that these fake allegations were going on with Trump, and even with Kavanaugh, we didn't hear a peep from Jeff Sessions. So now, all of a sudden, because I believe Jeff Sessions is also anti-Trump. Although Trump appointed him, Jeff Sessions changed once he got in there. So I believe Jeff Sessions is anti-Trump, but it's just ironic now that in a press conference, Jeff Sessions is giving an announcement. So I don't trust Jeff Sessions at all. FBI Director Chris Wray said after the FBI's initial analysis, they found a latent fingerprint from one of the envelopes sent to Congresswoman Maxine Waters, adding that Sayoc's DNA was also linked to multiple packages delivered. These are not hoax devices, Ray said, but none of them went off. None of these packages went off. So apparently this dude wasn't trying to kill nobody. It sounds like this was a fear tactic. This sounds like it was just to slow Trump down, because in the media, you would think with CNN, they would run this news article about the bombs. They would stay on the bombs 24/7. We'll talk about bombs, especially if these bombs were sent to them. They would not let up on it. But instead, what did they talk about? They talked about how Trump didn't respond and how they were the victims. Now, Don Lemon was emotional and was talking about we're the victims, and he's still on his campaign trail. They wanted him off his campaign trail because he is being successful at it. And that's not the word I wanted to use, but he's on fire. And I just got done watching Obama on a campaign trail, right? So I think this is their ploy to slow Trump down so that they can kind of push Obama, because Obama is their spokesperson now, because they think Obama is going to bring them votes. And there are some fools out there that's going to vote because of Obama. They're going to still believe his lies, right? But back to this topic, if these were hoax devices, I'm just blown away how fast they caught this person. And I want you guys to check out that article I put on the bottom where that GOP headquarters in Albany, New York, was actually blown up. There was an actual explosion, and they didn't find this guy until later. They found faster with these guys. These guys right here, they were able to find us in the matter of a couple of days, right? So it says, just to read a little further, it says Sayoc was arrested in 2002 for threatening to blow up Florida Power and Light Utilities Company, and said it would be worse than September 11th, according to Miami PD records. Now, if this guy is doing that, why is he still out? Why was he tried to blow this place up, man, in 2002, and he's still walking? He didn't get 58 years then? And he said it would be worse than 9/11, according to Miami PD records. He also threatened to harm the employees who was on the phone if they cut off his electricity. So it sounds like this dude's got a history of doing that. Not so much as because of the fact that he's Republican and Democrat. Now, I heard somebody say he was registered Republican, right? And it's just ironic that they got pictures, which I'm going to show you, of him sitting there holding up a Trump flag. And it's something about that Make America Great hat that's driving people insane. It's getting under people's skin. Look at how they treat Kanye West just by wearing that hat. So it's that hat that's causing people or Democrats to go crazy, because that hat symbolizes something to them. I should get me a hat and make some videos and just watch how people respond to the hat and me wearing the hat. All right? So he was charged with phone bomb threats and eventually sentenced to 1 year probation. Look at this guy's history. And you mean to tell me he was out walking 1 year probation? Come on, man. Don't drink the tea, man. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Right? Now that's him being led away. That's a big boy right there, man. That's a big dude. He looked kind of strong there, man. That's a big dude, man. and he's being led away. Now, I'm going to kind of briefly go through this, but I'm going to put the link on the bottom and you guys can check it out for yourself, right? Now, this is the picture of him holding up. It's almost like this is a setup in the makings, man. This is a setup, right? And he just happens to be in front of a camera with both arms up, holding "Welcome President Trump." This is just this is ironic, right? Now, if you go to another photo, there's his van. Now, this van is screaming, "I'm guilty. I'm the one. Lock me up." How could you not see this van? Now, if you look right here, he's got crosshairs on Hillary Clinton's face. He's got crosshairs on these people. See? There's crosshairs on that. Right? That's like a dead giveaway. This is like screaming, "Me, me, me, me. I want some attention. Me, me, me. It's me. I'm over here. Hello, hello, hello. It's me." That's what this van is screaming. This van is screaming, "Give me some attention. I'm the one that did it." Michael Moore got crosshairs on him. And they're predicting that there could be some more packages out there somewhere. Right? And look at how this is done. This cost. And the area that he lived in Florida, he didn't live too far from the post office and these places where they caught him. That's not a cheap environment to live in, man. So, again, like I said, don't drink the Kool-Aid too quick, man. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. You know? That's the post office right there. Right? Look at that, man. It's like, come on. Come on. I still think this got government written all over it, man. There's a movie, and I talked about this before in one of my videos of the past, The Point of No Return. Remember that movie, The Point of No Return, where the girl was, she was a criminal, and I guess she was caught in some type of robbery or whatever, and she killed some cops and whatever. So anyway, what they did was she went to trial, and she was, they convicted her to life by lethal injection, right? So, and understand what I'm saying. This is imagery. This is imagery, a whole scene, a straw man that's being created right before your eyes. A lie that's made to look like the truth. So, she went through the courts, and the court said, okay, she would be sentenced to death by lethal enforcement. Lethal injection. So they had witnesses and everything. People to say, I saw it, I was there, I witnessed it, she's dead. So you had people that actually witnessed the lethal injections, and she crying, and her water, released and whatnot. She urinated on herself, and I think she was crying out for her moms, and then she kind of like went dead, right? Well, when she woke up, she didn't wake up in paradise. She didn't wake up in hell. She woke up in a government facility. Think about what I'm saying. And it goes back to a lot of stuff that we've seen happen. Like Dorner, the guy, the Navy guy, and Chris Kyle, and all these people that allegedly got killed. And of course there were conspiracy theories about these guys. But she woke up in a government facility and realized that she wasn't really dead. That they wanted to use her skills, her criminal skills. Now follow me on this. They wanted to use her criminal skills for their own purposes. So what they did was they trained her. They trained and conditioned her to be an assassin. And then they sent her out on missions. Right? Now they had a cleanup person to go behind her and clean up the mess that she made. Like if something happens, they had the cleaners that would go out and clean it up, you know, but yet the people were being fed an entirely different story. See, so I say don't drink the Kool-Aid, because they caught this guy too quick. 12 packages sent out, and it's easy for them to say, oh, we got some fingerprints. Now, if this guy was smart, usually people put on gloves. They put on rubber gloves so that there's no fingerprints left behind. So for this guy, and then plus another thing too, is that usually when you deal with mail going through the package, a lot of people handle that package. There's a lot of fingerprints on that package. So what did they do? Did they just look for that one fingerprint? Did they fingerprint everybody that handled that package? How did they determine it was his fingerprint? Did they run every single fingerprint that was on those packages? Because going through the postal service, many people handle those packages. And we don't see on here, we don't see where it actually went through the post office and it was date stamped. Maybe because of the fact they caught it. Well, even when it goes through, they stamp it. So there's a lot of holes in the story here. It just doesn't make sense to me. So don't drink the Kool-Aid, man, because that movie Point of Return, if you have not seen it, try to see it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or if it's on Hulu, or you could just go out and get the DVD, right? But you got to see that movie Point of No Return. And she woke up in a government facility, and they turned her into a sniper. Excuse me. Throat is dry. Let me drink some water for a second. I'm like Hillary Clinton. Gotta drink some water. Anyway, she woke up in a government facility, and they used her as some type of government assassin. And she did some crazy things, man, explosions and everything. But then again, like I said, they had the cleaners. They had to come up behind her and clean up the mess. And I believe the government have cleaners. They have cleaners that come along and clean up the mess. And they feed the public what they want the public to know. Now this guy, they'd probably say, oh, he get 58 years in prison and he'll just disappear. You don't hear nothing else about it. It disappeared. And when it's time for him to come out, well, most of y'all will be dead in 58 years. And you won't remember it. Just like there's people now that's being released from prison for like 30 and 40 years. People forgot about them. So now all of a sudden they coming out and people don't remember them, because the memory of a lot of people have been dumbed down and it's short. See, so don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. This happened too fast. It happened too fast. And that van right there is screaming, come and get me. And see, look at what he has on it. Dishonest media. These are all the things that Trump speaks about. And it came at this time, right before the election. See, so don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. Feedback, tell me what you think. Subscribe. Click on the PayPal link and support this channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.